Chronological Bible in a Year, Day 11, Job 29 through 31. This section starts off with Job kind of reflecting on his past and what he would think the good he had done, the power and the respect he had amassed, and then shifting to his present state, but then finally defending his integrity. And some things in 31 really stood out to me in that they made me think of Jesus, specifically teachings of Jesus. In Job 31, we see Job kind of defending his integrity and this covenant he made with his eyes not to sin, which made me think of Matthew 5, where Jesus says, if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Again, it's an element of hyperbole, but the truth being, like, you should do whatever it takes, make any covenant you need to make to live a life of integrity. But then as he defends his integrity, he mentions that, when have I kept the poor from their desire, caused a widow's eye to fail, eaten alone without sharing with an orphan, seen anyone perish for lack of clothing, raised my hand against the orphan? When has an alien camped outside because I did not welcome him in? And that made me think of Matthew 25, another teaching of Jesus where he talks about the sheep and the goats. Both groups thinking, hey, we got this Jesus thing down, we're going to heaven. But then God's like, all right, sheep's this way, goats this way, sheep's you're in, goats you're out. And everyone's confused. And the shepherd says, it's what you did for the least you did unto me. And that is what differentiates you. Now, cards on the table. I am a grace alone, faith alone. That's the camp I am in this Christian life. So I don't think our works are what save us, but I agree with James in James 2 that if we have an active living faith, we will have an active living contribution to the world. And so if I'm living a life of integrity, as Job asserts, if I'm following the commands of Jesus, like in Matthew 5 and Matthew 25, then my life, my integrity will not only be evident, but it will be felt. So the question I have for myself, the question I have for you is, what are we doing to have an active faith? What are we doing to be Jesus, to be old Job for those around us? Again, I don't think our works save us. I think our works are an evidence that we have been saved. But let's see what God has in store in the rest of Job tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Until then, God bless.